What's up, guys? This is Nathan, ThatAlbumReviewerGuy, and I'm doing part 2 of the review of the new double album from Periphery called Juggernaut, and part 2 is called Omega. The second part of Periphery's third album. Omega hasn't gotten as well as reviews as Alpha, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not worth checking out. After all, the double album is meant to be heard in full, and as far as being reviewed in full, well, that's up to interpretation. As I said on my Alpha review, which you can find in the description, I'm reviewing this album in 2 parts because I wanted to be different from the other reviewers who talk about the album. They reviewed it, Alpha and Omega, in one video. I'm reviewing Alpha in one video, Omega in another video. Deal with it. Now, like Alpha, Omega spans around the 40-minute mark. However, Omega only has 7 tracks, whereas Alpha has 10. Now, this is because Omega has some pretty long songs. For example, the title track is almost 12 minutes long, and Stranger Things is about 7.5 minutes long. Now, Alpha has the numbers advantage as far as tracks goes, whereas Omega has more lengthy tracks. They also have some short ones too. I mean, there's a couple 3-minute songs, 3.5-minute songs, something like that. There's like a 5-minute song, or 2, and there's almost a 2-minute song, which is mainly an intro track, but it also has lyrics, so I guess that's up to interpretation whether or not to consider it as an actual song or just an intro. But regardless, one song I want to talk about on this album is the title track, Omega, and it reminds me of Between the Buried and Me song, White Walls, and that's mainly because of the length, since White Walls is like 14 minutes long, but also because of the overall vibe I get from the song. Both of these tracks are very good and lengthy songs, and if you never heard of the song White Walls by Between the Buried and Me, it has various transitions, and well, I guess you could say that about any like Dream Theater song or like any prog song that has many transitions, but I go to Between the Buried and Me right off the bat because it just has the same overall vibe as White Walls. Omega and White Walls, they're, in my opinion, they're structured similarly. Their formula is kind of the same in a way. I guess it's up to interpretation, but that's just the first song that comes to mind when I think of Omega, and what song I would compare it to. I think of White Walls, because the fact that they're both prog, many transitions, very long songs, very good songs. There you go. And I also like the fact that Omega's title track has some continuity with Alpha's title track, and by that I mean the chorus of Alpha's title track is sung in Omega's title track. So I like that. And there are other good songs on this album too, like Priestess. I love Priestess, oh my goodness. Priestess is such a good song. It's probably the softest song on the whole double album, and it just blows me away. I mean, it's definitely, I don't want to say it's my favorite song in the entire double album, but if it's not my favorite, it's definitely a solid second place. Despite what most people seem to think, I feel as though Omega is better than Alpha. Alpha is definitely a solid first part of the double album, don't get me wrong, but I really feel as though Omega has more to offer. Sure, it has less songs, and the songs are a bit longer, but that doesn't mean that they're bad by any means. It doesn't mean they're dull either. They're pretty interesting. They're definitely worth checking out. In my Alpha review, I said I tried getting into Periphery in the past, but they never really clicked with me. However, I am glad that I decided to give them another chance and check out this double album. It's definitely not the best thing I've heard by a long shot, but it is pretty solid. My favorites on this part of the album, The Bad Thing, Priestess, Hell Below, and Omega, I don't have any least favorites. I'm going to give Omega an 8 out of 10. I gave Alpha a 7 out of 10. Juggernaut is definitely a album you have to check out in full. Alpha and Omega. You have to listen to both parts in order to get the full experience. No way around that. But in my opinion, Omega is the better part of the album. I like Alpha, but Omega really hits it home. Well, what did you guys think of Periphery's new double album, Juggernaut? What do you think of Periphery as a band? I might check out their future material. I might review some of the past stuff eventually. Maybe. Only time will tell. But thanks for watching both of these videos. I'm sorry that if you were expecting me to review both of them, but like I said in the last video, you can't always expect that stuff from me. But I'm definitely linking Alpha in my review of Alpha in the description of this video, and I'm linking the review of Omega in my Alpha review description, so you'll be able to check them both out. So check those out in the descriptions. Social media stuff is down there as well. Like, comment, subscribe, all that nonsense. And yeah, that album reviewer guy signing off.